everyone, welcome to this week's episode of SeeYou Weekly. I'm your host, Andrea Medina.
And I'm your other host, Mariah Ashley.
We've got a lot of exciting stuff for you this week.
Are you ready?
Hey everyone, it's Andrea Medina. Welcome back to SeeYou Weekly. I'm here in the studio with SeeYou from JNET, president of JNET. So how are you today?
I'm good. How about you?
Good, thank you so much. So tell me a little bit about JNET.
Okay, so JNET stands for Japan Intercultural Network, and what we do is basically any student, or anyone actually, who's interested in Japan or Japanese culture can just come out and like hang out with us.
That's awesome. So how did you get involved in JNET? I mean, this is the first time I'm actually hearing about it.
Oh, yeah.
How did you come across that?
We're a pretty small club. I actually found out about it seeing like a Pikachu poster like at the Transit Plaza. So that's how I got involved. And there's this big thing called a fashion show, and there's like a skit in it, and I like acting. So
Awesome.
that's how I got involved.
So tell me about the fashion show. What else do you guys do?
We do fashion shows, our big event in the fall, and then in the spring we have something called Matsuri, which is like basically there's like a bunch of games, and there's stuff that's culturally relevant, like goldfish scooping. I don't know if you've ever done that. It's a pretty fun game. It's like a bunch of goldfish, and it's just like a paper like little net thing. It's fun. Anyway,
That's awesome.
you should try it.
So besides the fashion show, what else do you guys do?
Like in between.
Yes. So do you guys do any like events related to Japanese culture, or is it just a variety of events? What do you guys do exactly?
We do a lot of variety of stuff, but fashion show is basically based off of Japanese culture. So we try to include a lot of like things that are like modern and like from the past, all in the skit. And each theme every year is different. So
that's awesome. So is it more towards people who are of Japanese descent, or can anybody join this club?
Anybody can join, but in the past we used to have Japanese Americans run it, but the population has actually decreased to 200 throughout undergrad and graduate, so right now we don't have a lot of Japanese Americans, but yeah.
So since it is, a club targeted to Japanese, Japanese Americans and Japanese culture, what are you guys going to do like to target more Japanese American students?
Okay,
to the club?
So we do a lot of things with we try to reach out to other Japanese organizations. Sometimes you don't really get like a positive response or any response, but we try our best. And I don't think it's that big of a deal as long as, people that are in the club are still interested and motivated.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite part of JNET?
Oh, favorite part? Bossing people around. No, I'm kidding. I guess my favorite part would be just getting to know everyone, all the general members, and then you also get to bond with like your board.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's my favorite part anyway.
That's awesome. So how many people are in the club? Is there like maybe like 20 people, or is it like a big group of people, like 100 people? Like
oh no, we are pretty small.
Okay.
Last year we didn't have that many people, but this year our membership has increased to maybe like 40 people. Yeah, so I mean, we're small, but we're getting there.
I mean, as long as you guys are out there doing what you do, that's great, though. So, are you guys having any upcoming events anytime soon?
Actually, in October, we have 2 events. One is Bar Crawl, and then the other one is Bamburi Festival, which is means like Festival of Lights, and it's what they do in Japan as well.
That's
so.
awesome. So, aside from that, what do you think you can do to get more people involved in this? I mean, this is a great thing. I mean, we need to have more, cultural-oriented clubs. So what do you guys think you guys should do now for that?
Do you mean like to reach out to other people on campus? Well, as for that, I think that's part of the problem with U of I in general. We do have a lot of cultural clubs. It's just the matter of if people are interested in checking us out, or, a lot of people ask me, oh, well, I'm not Japanese, so I can't join, but it's like none of the people on my board are, so I think it's just a matter of people, acknowledging that you don't have to be a certain race to join a club. So.
Now that I think about it, like you said, it is a lot of the social stuff, but do you guys deal with a lot of like doing like diversity and social justice stuff like on campus to like, just to make sure that the audience is more aware of like, the Japanese culture and like, if there's any like stereotypes going on, like do you guys like target that? Do you guys try to like, make sure you guys like, like, hey, like, we're having this event and we're gonna, show you guys like this is not the only thing that Japanese, Japanese people do. Like, do you guys do stuff like that, or
Yeah, so JNET is part of this bigger Asian coalition called APAC. And what APAC basically does is try to promote everything like that. There's Seen and Heard workshops, which offers like other professors and like special guests to come in and speak with us. And then there's also a lot of awareness things about like social issues and like Asian American issues. And so a lot of organizations are a part of that. And I think they're just trying to expand and get bigger and then let everyone else know on campus.
So, as president of JNET, what are your goals that you have for the club?
Well, I definitely want to get our membership bigger, and that's been working so far. Part of what I wanted to do was to basically create a space for everyone where everyone can be comfortable and like feel like, oh, I can be friends with everyone who has a common interest instead of, because I've gone to a lot of other clubs, and the big problems with what I faced was that they were very cliquey, and it was really hard to try and make friends with those type of people, you know. So I wanted to create like a very friendly environment. So
absolutely. So do you have any last words you would like to tell our viewers out there about JNET?
Just come to our events. Yeah.
Well, you heard it first here. Thank you so much for coming, Sherry.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, and welcome to SeeYou Weekly. I'm your host, Mariah Ashley, and tonight on our panel we have Emma Poole, Sherry Yee, and Andrea Medina. How you ladies doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Good. Glad to have you all with me tonight. All right, so for our first topic, we've got Britney Spears is in Las Vegas, guys. She recently announced last week that starting December 27th, she will be bringing her greatest hits to Sin City's Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino. Now, the singer will be doing a 2-year stint for a whopping $15 million per year. Now, the question is, will this be Spears' comeback, or will she join the list of other washed-up celebrities looking for their last shot of fame?
That's a tough one. I don't know.
Is she lip singing?
I don't know.
I think it'll be a big flop. I mean, this is definitely something she's probably going to do before retirement. I can see that happening. So I just don't think that's a good idea for her.
But this is Britney Spears we're talking about. She's
Right.
like a classic, you know. People might travel all over the world and be like, oh,
That's
this is
true.
Britney.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, if I was in the Las Vegas area, I think I would have seen her just because she was my childhood idol. So,
So do you think that restricts it then, just being in Las Vegas, that people will have to travel
You know,
to
I think
Las
that
Vegas?
I think it's definitely a move towards retirement. It shows us that she's not going to be traveling anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know, okay, I'm just going to stay in this one place, and you guys can come see me if you want. Like, you know?
I mean, she doesn't really need to move with 15 million.
Right.
Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, I would lip sync on stage in Las Vegas for $15 million a year. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure she's gonna have a lot of her diehard fans are definitely gonna come see her, and it's definitely great if you know you can go to Las Vegas and definitely see Britney Spears perform live. Lip singing, I don't know about that, but she'll be there. So
I was a diehard fan. This was like maybe like 10, about 10 years ago. I was in love with her. I wrote to her and I said if I can receive like a response back, so I'm still waiting on that. She's not my favorite idol anymore. She's not my idol anymore, basically. But I think I would like to get a response back, you know?
Yeah. If you're watching Britney, please respond.
right, please respond to Andrea. All right, well, if you're one of the lucky few, you haven't had midterms yet, but they are coming up quickly. So what would be some good tips you think for tackling your midterms?
Don't procrastinate. I mean, you can procrastinate for homework or a paper, but not for a midterm, just because the majority of the time midterms are, what, 25% of your grade, 50% of your grade, or
15,
who knows?
Yeah.
Definitely just find a quiet space to go to. You know, sometimes the dorm isn't always the best idea, you know. There's always music playing in the background, or you're always distracted by your laptop. Just leave the laptop at home, you know, your phone if you don't need it, and just kind of just make sure there are no distractions. I think that always helps me.
What do you guys think are like some good places to study though? Like there's a lot of like I found a nice amount of like little like in the cut quiet areas that no one's really ever at. So
There's actually there's a building called the Medical Science Building. It's close by the Union, and seriously, a lot of them are just grad students, and to be honest, it's the most quietest place ever. I love going there. And that's like my go-to place. And there's hardly any people there too, so it's really good.
You just like go in and then it's just like
Yeah, just go in. It's just like a regular library.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's cool.
that's pretty chill.
Might have to visit there.
Yeah.
In other news, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, you might recognize him from 500 Days of Summer, The Dark Knight Rises, or Inception, has also written a movie about a handsome, old-fashioned Jersey boy's secret obsession with porn. Now, he is starring as Don John himself, and he struggles to maintain a relationship against his unrealistic expectations of love and intimacy. In case you aren't already hooked, his leading lady will be the beautiful Scarlett Johansson, playing Barbara. This movie opens today. Now, ladies, are you guys looking forward to this?
Yes.
Oh my God, I cannot wait.
I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I sort of have a little crush on him.
Yeah, he's...
What girl
Yes.
doesn't? Let's be honest.
Yes. And it's impressive. He wrote the movie himself, right?
Yeah.
And so, and he's, playing a role in it. So I think this is a big, nice career move for him. So
It is.
I'm proud. I give him brownie points for that, definitely.
I'm a little bit skeptical though.
Really?
No, I'm just a little bit. Like, I'm afraid it's gonna turn out to be like another stereotypical chick flick type of thing, but it's just the plot is like masking over that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm afraid of. But I still want to see it.
Yes.
I can care less. I just want to go see it.
I think I'm a little, myself, I'm really excited about the movie because I really do like him as an actor. I mean, The Dark Knight Rises, exceptional movie. And then Inception, I watch that just like once a week just because I just love the movie. But the concept of just him being obsessed with porn and how he's going to deal with it, I'm worried about the plot because I'm like, are people going to get tired of it? Like, how many ways can you express, just being obsessed with porn? I don't know how far or deep the movie is going to get, but I am excited to see it. And like you said, I mean, this is definitely a big career move for him, you know. So.
And it seems like he's playing that sort of Guido character, which is kind of what I thought we should get rid of. I don't know, just from Jersey Shore and everything. And then now he's kind of bringing that, fad back. So I don't know, but, I feel like he could play it really well, though, so.
I'm excited. We'll see what happens. Fun fact. Recently, they have discovered that there are cannabinoids in breast milk. I guess that explains that kind of like in between middle like days face we get with babies after they're done eating. Maybe they're like a little stoned because the cannabinoids in breast milk. I don't know.
That's fun. I need to get myself a bottle after this.
It's a new one. I didn't know that.
How? Is that just... It just happened?
I'm not sure, but I'm kind of interested in how they found that out. Like, so you're testing people's breast milk,
Alright.
Was it just by coincidence that they wanted to test it out? I mean, that's kind of weird.
I don't know. And who's donating their breast milk to like science,
And I'm wondering if people are going to use this as an excuse now to smoke marijuana. Hey, it's in breast milk. I can smoke now,
Yeah.
Which
They're just going to
don't
find
really-
any excuse now. Just
Right,
like
exactly.
Or even, excuses as to not breastfeed. I know a lot of women, don't
right.
necessarily agree with that, method of feeding for babies, and they might just be like, oh, there's cannabinoids in it, that's why I'm not doing it.
Are there any, side effects to it? Do you know?
No, not that I know of. Mostly from research I've read that, breast milk is really, really healthy for a baby. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll
It's
see.
got us so far. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
We've
I'm
all
best friend
survived, so.
Well, we've got a little Miley Cyrus again. Apparently, she was in Mike Will Made It's video 23 featuring Juicy J and Wiz Khalifa, and she had no problem showing off her rap skills. She was wearing a Chicago Bulls bikini outfit, complete with the number 23, and she isn't afraid to be caught smoking and bare skin. That's no surprise. The 20-year-old star is also featured topless in her first Rolling Stone cover. Now, I know last week we talked about how she wasn't able to actually be on the cover of another magazine because they actually pulled the plug on it. But Rolling Stone picked her up, and I actually read the article, and it was a really good article. What did you guys think of her music video, though?
Personally, I haven't seen it, but I can just imagine. I mean, just basing it off of Wrecking Ball. I mean, you just mentioned that she was smoking and she was doing all this stuff, so I can just imagine. That's probably similar to it.
Yeah, I mean, first we had Taylor Swift's 22, so now we're moving on to 23, which is an interesting gap, especially. No, I think she just is trying to get attention, you know. She's having a documentary, I think, come out about her, and she mentioned how she wants people to talk about her for 2 weeks, not 2 days, you know. So she really just wants to keep up that attention and people watching her, and so I think, you know, by doing that, she's trying to do things that people wouldn't expect of her as a former Disney star. So I don't know. I think she did some risky actions in it, but I give her props for wearing the Chicago Bulls jersey. That was a good move on her part. Go Bulls.
Right. I mean, you're from Chicago
Yes,
as well,
yes.
so when I watched the video and it's like all Jordans and all like Michael Jordan jerseys all over the place, so I'm just like, you know? So I personally, I love the video, and I think it was a great move after the whole VMA situation. I mean, she really showed that she still, you know, has, I wouldn't say talent, but it showed that she was still versatile, I would say, in a good way, you know, so. She looked really clean in the video to me. It wasn't. It oddly wasn't similar to like the Wrecking Ball, where she kind of looked kind of bare and like, I don't know, like ash. And, you know, we saw her like untanned boob. It was kind of weird. But you know, in the video, 23, she's fully clothed and she's moving around and she's dancing and, you know, having fun and
which
and rapping.
was new for her, which I thought was interesting. Didn't know she could rap. So
well, I would imagine it doesn't take, you know, much effort. Don't shoot me though. I don't know anything. But it definitely seemed like she had a lot of fun on the set. I mean, when you put Juicy J in anything, you know, it's gonna be a good time. So
this is true. Yeah. I mean, that's why I was expecting for her to, you know, be maybe half naked or just be twerking, because that's, you know, that's something that
they have in common.
So you know, I'm looking forward to seeing the video now. Now that you mention it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all we've got tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you, ladies, for being on our panel tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Have a good one. Stay tuned and watch us again next week. Ignite Media will be holding a think tank October 1st at 7 p.m. in Lincoln Hall, room 1027.
And Casey James will be a full indoor auditorium on October 3rd. Doors open at 7 p.m. The show starts at 8 p.m.
Also, the Illini Swing Society is holding a pajama jam on October 4th at 7:30 p.m. Head on over to 1209 West Oregon Street to the Channing Murray Foundation to swing dance the night away in your jammies.
And last but not least, Aaron Carter will be at Canopy Club on October 5th at 7 p.m.
Thank you all for joining us this week. Please subscribe to our channel. We put up new episodes every Friday.
And make sure to leave a comment below for any topics you guys want us to discuss.
See you next week.